Second, these wretched demons, I'm going back to why the hedge is the synagogue of Satan's apprehension to attack the domestic life of the Messiah. That was the first reason. They thought he would die. The second is that these wretched demons did not see the Honorable Elijah Muhammad raising someone to defend and explain the domestic life. They thought they were going to have a field day. But again, the scriptures allude to the work of John the Baptist. It don't say exactly all that he does. And by Allah's guidance over the last 6 years, I have been by Allah's grace put ahead of their schemes to attack aspects of the Honorable Louis Farrakhan's domestic life, his polygamous marriage, and also some other things that's associated with the biblical prophecies or the narratives of the prophets. So now to attack his domestic life, to attack the Honorable Louis Farrakhan's domestic life, is like endorsing him as the Christ. Since Allah has blessed me to integrate and immerse his domestic life into his great commission as the Christ. Because that's exactly where the domestic life is in his great commission as the Christ, the Messiah and as the Christ. So let's consider this. I've got some books here. I don't have all of them. But this is part 2, obeying divine commands towards understanding the polygamous marriage of the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, the Messiah. This is part 2. It's 3 parts to this book. So when you turn the pages, there's a defense and explanation of the divine commands that he had to obey that affected his domestic life, according to the Bible and Holy Quran, to explain his great commission as the Messiah and the prophesied Christ. So go ahead and attack it, because people will search out the other side or the other story. Here's another book, Concise Defense of Prophet Muhammad, because they intended on smearing him. In the Holy Quran, I keep looking that way, in Islam, with emphasis on the Prophet's marriages and the rights of women, because your plan was to smear, meaning the Synagogue of Satan, Islam, and Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, saying that this was a religion that suppressed women. You may have some people who claim to be Muslims who do that, but nothing in the Holy Quran states that when properly understood. And Prophet Muhammad's life did not go anywhere near the oppression of women. Now, some people may point to hadith, but what is that? Most of it is hearsay. But the Quran, which he revealed, you gather hadith. Allah revealed the Quran through Prophet Muhammad. The other people gathered stories and tidbits. And now they rely on that to explain the Prophet's life and the will of Allah. You a damn fool and a liar. Anyway, this defends that as it relates to women. Here's a little book, small but powerful, Unqualified Commentators, which is what these satanic news media personalities will be, most of them women, when they launch their attack against the Honorable Louis Farrakhan's integrity and morality. Well, the subtitle is Scrutinizing the Opponents of the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, the Messiah. So you come after him, he's not no sitting duck, but you are. So you will be scrutinized as you have been. And that's easy to do because Satan is Satan and his work is showing that he's nothing but a devil. So since the only stone that the Synagogue of Satan has left to throw is against the domestic life according to the great angel Jabril, brother Jabril Muhammad, then they have no choice but to throw it. But let me say again, we know their aim is to falsely charge the Honorable Louis Farrakhan with murder or conspiracy to commit murder as it relates to aspects of his domestic life, because this is written in the narratives of the prophets, and we intend to deal with that in a future message, Allah willing. So Allah will force you to attack his domestic life. Talking to the Synagogue of Satan.